You weren't born with self-doubt. You were taught it and you learned it. Before we knew how to compare yourself to others, you just do it. You trusted that what you wanted was possible. What if the only thing standing between you and that version of yourself are the words you're using? This is Sherry, and welcome back to our small talk where we talk about life, struggles, and the human journey we're all walking so we can live a more beautiful life. Your words are not just descriptions of your world, they are the instructions for your mind. Think about to when you were a tiny child, taking your very first steps. You wobbled, your knees shook, and eventually, there you go, you landed right on the floor. You probably don't remember it personally, but I'm sure you've seen it happen to other babies. What happens next? Do you ever see a person watching that baby and saying, "Oh, look at that. He's not very good at this, is he? He couldn't even run on his first try." I mean, what a prick, right? Who would even think of that? What usually happens is everyone claps. They cheered and laughed with so much joy that the baby didn't feel like a failure for falling, and even to prevent the baby from crying. I'm sure that as babies, we didn't think, "I'm not built for walking." We thought the cheers meant, "Try again." So we did. We got up and tried again, because back then, mistakes didn't feel like a stop sign. They felt like a challenge. They felt like a game. Think about that. If you had felt embarrassed when you fell as a baby, if you had let the fear of looking silly stop you, you wouldn't be walking today. You'd still be on the floor. We only learned the most basic, essential skill of our lives because we were too brave to care about being perfect. We choose the goal over the ego. Why did we stop doing that as adults? Actually, it reminds me of a story I once heard about a tiny frog who fell into a deep, dark well. All the other frogs gathered at the top, looking down, shaking their heads, and shouting how impossible it was to get out. But that little frog just kept jumping. He jumped and jumped until finally he made it out of the well. The twist? That frog was deaf. He couldn't hear the discouragement. Every time he looked up and saw the other frogs waving their arms and shouting, he thought, "Oh, they were cheering for me." He thought they were saying, "You can do it, keep going." So he used their noise as his energy. Science tells us about neuroplasticity. What is that? It's the brain's ability to recognize itself, reorganize itself. Every time you replace a self-limiting thought with an empowered one, you are physically strengthening new neural pathways. You aren't faking it until you make it. You are literally training your brain to recognize a new version of yourself. You didn't lose your confidence. It's just buried under years of protective language and negative words that no longer serves you. So, somewhere between being that baby and becoming who we are today, we stopped hearing the cheers and started hearing the noise as criticism. But that's sad, right? Psychologically, that pit or that feeling in your stomach when you try something new isn't your body telling you to quit. It's just cognitive dissonance. It's your brain realizing that your current map of who you are or your current view of who you are is changing. Like the little frog, you have a choice in how you translate the noise. When you say this is too hard, you're telling your brain, the well is too deep. But when you say, "Oh, this is just unfamiliar," you're like that baby realizing that falling is just part of growing. You're signaling to your nervous system, that you are not in danger. You're just in a state of learning. You are simply jumping until the unfamiliar becomes familiar and it becomes your new comfort zone. Here are some practical ways to apply this. First, example, every time you catch yourself saying, "I don't know how to do this," or "This is too hard," catch a thought mid-air and force yourself to say out loud, "This is just unfamiliar right now." This moves the problem from your amygdala, which is the fear center of your brain, to your prefrontal cortex, which is the logical center of your brain, and it turns a threat into a task or a challenge. Next, when you're about to start something new, let's say, for example, your YouTube channel, a new workout, a project, or learning a new skill, or anything at all, expect people to have opinions. But instead of trying to stop the criticism, do what a frog did. Try to reinterpret the noise. If someone says, "That's a lot of work," you can tell yourself, "Oh, they're noticing how much effort I'm putting in." Threat the noise of the world as background music to your hustle, not as final directions. Sometimes you have to be deaf to your own inner critic too. Not just the people outside, but that voice in your head that says, "Oh, this is embarrassing." Just try to wave it back and keep jumping, keep trying. You have to be kind to yourself. And I always tell you that self-talk is the most important talk that you'll have in your life. All right? Another one. Try to commit doing one thing every day that you are bad at for just 5 minutes, or even less than 5 minutes. Whether it's practicing a new language, or trying a new recipe, or even just a new route to on your walk. While you're doing it, consciously tell yourself, it's okay to wobble. The goal is not to be perfect, okay? The goal is to get comfortable with a thump, or with making mistakes, or with falling down. This builds the frustration tolerance, which is the muscle of confidence. So you see, confidence is also practice. It takes time. Next, since your words are instructions to your mind, write down one instruction and put it on your mirror, or just like something positive. For example, I'm learning, I am growing, and I am exactly where I need to be. I'm learning, I'm growing, and I am exactly where I need to be. Saying this daily bypasses your conscious doubt and speaks directly to your subconscious. You can also add a lot of positive words, positive affirmation. All right? So friend, please stop telling yourself it's too late for you, or you're too much. You are exactly who you need to be to start. Reclaim that energy you had before the world told you to be quiet. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and belief you'd give to a best friend. You're a winner by design, and it's time to start using that language that reflects that. So, I want to know, what is one thing you've been avoiding because it feels too hard? This week, I want you to look at it and say, just do it. So please drop a comment and tell me what that one thing is. Let's cheer for each other like those parents watching their babies take their first steps. Always remember, life is beautiful, and if you have a story, inspirational stories, or mind hack that helped you, please email me at vinomaya@youtube@gmail.com. I'd love to feature your journey. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. God bless you all.